Well, the king of quid pro quo is at it again. Remember Donald Trump's perfect phone call to President Zelensky of Ukraine? The one where Trump told Zelensky to dig up dirt on Biden if he wanted anti-tank missiles? And remember how Susan Collins assured us that Trump would now rein in his illegal behavior?
I believe that the president has learned from this case.
What do you believe the president has learned?
The president has been impeached. That's a pretty big lesson.
The president says he did nothing wrong. Why do you think he learned something?
He was impeached, and there has been criticism by both Republican and Democratic senators of his call. I believe that he will be much more cautious in the future.
Well, Susan, I guess you were, as wrong could be. Trump went on to coerce election officials in Georgia to change the results of the election, for which he's been charged. He then went on to lead an insurrection, for which he was impeached and charged. And then he went on to take classified documents out of the White House and into his bathroom at Mar-a-Lago, for which he's been charged. All these charges haven't reined in Trump's behavior, though. It's made him up the ante. The Washington Post reported that swamp boat captain and commander-in-fleece Donald Trump talked to a group of big oil executives at a gathering in Mar-a-Lago. And there, in typical art of the deal fashion, Trump asked them to raise and contribute $1 billion to his campaign, in exchange for immediately rolling back dozens of President Biden's environmental rules and policies. Then, Trump promised he would prevent new ones from being enacted. And in case you were wondering if that was a kind of roundabout, metaphorical campaign pitch, Trump drove home that he was being specific on the dollar amount, telling them that giving $1 billion would be a deal because of the taxation and regulation they would avoid thanks to him. Setting aside the optimism of Susan Collins, Senator Sheldon Whitehouse of Rhode Island is on record for saying it's highly likely that his committee on the oil industry will hold an investigation to examine precisely what went on. In addition to the Washington Post, Politico has reported that oil industry executives are now drawing up executive orders for Trump to sign when he becomes president. According to Senator Whitehouse, things are looking mighty damn corrupt. Certainly, another Trump investigation on top of 4 criminal cases and during a presidential campaign will have MAGA Nation and the right-wing media echo chambers screaming, "Witch hunt!" Especially because there's never been a congressional investigation of a candidate during a presidential campaign. Right, Hillary? Oh, what's that? You say irony is dead and hypocrisy is lost on Republicans? Well, it's true that sexual predator enabling Jim Jordan took great pride in opening the 6th Republican investigation of Benghazi just to create negativity for Hillary Clinton. He actually bragged about impacting her numbers with that shit-eating grin he's so famous for. I have no doubt but that Jordan will be leading the charge screaming witch hunt when White House opens an investigation. Too bad Jordan only discovered outrage after he left coaching at Ohio State. But an investigation into Trump's attempts to fleece big oil in exchange for legislation, regulations, and tax breaks is anything but a witch hunt. It will not only examine, once again, whether Donald Trump engaged in illegal activity, but it will shine a spotlight on how corrupt our election system is. Even if what Trump did ends up being legal, it shouldn't be. It exposes the fundamental problems of elections in America. Rich people get access to candidates. Everyday people get no access, or at best, a photo op. There's no reason it has to be this way, even though the rich and powerful like it. If there's one thing that everyday people from red states and everyday people from blue states should be able to agree on, It's that corporations should not have more power in our elections than people, and that rich people should not get more access to politicians than working people. And whoever thought we would be in a position of thanking Donald Trump for exposing how utterly corrupt elections are and how weak our campaign finance laws are. Congratulations, Donnie boy. By doing something crooked, you finally did something right. And now you can write about that in your prison memoirs. I'm Anthony Vincent Gallo for Occupy Democrats.